Jasmy is going to play such a massive part in the transition from Web 2.0 to Web 3.0, and I don't know if you understand quite how big it is and quite how big an opportunity Jasmy presents us with. I think Jasmy right now is in a perfect opportunity to be loading up, and I'm going to show you my price prediction for Jasmy if you stick around to the end of this video. So do me a favor, hit that like button, hit subscribe, and let's get into today's Jasmy video. So guys, I've talked about Jasmy before on this channel over on this video, and Jasmy I think is a little bit of a misunderstood token. It's a decentralized data democracy, and if we jump across to the Jasmy website, we can understand a little bit more about what it is. Now, Jasmy is a Japanese token considered to be sort of like the Bitcoin of Japan. Japan has extremely strict crypto regulation, but Jasmy is one coin that has passed that, and this leads us to understand that it could be a great investment. Now, as we move from Web 2 to a Web 3 environment, things are going to be changing dramatically. You might not really understand what Web 3 is, but it's all about giving ownership back to the individual, you, me, businesses, whatever they are. At the moment, everything is hosted through various different cloud services such as Google, Facebook, Amazon. They all have access to your information, and they use that information to sell to others to be able to make money. They can also manipulate that data and change it to whatever they need in order to make the most profit. That's pretty immoral in my opinion, and Jasmy stops that happening. It basically gives you individual access to your data. You'll get rewarded for your data in Jasmy tokens. That data can then be used to improve the services, etc. that you are provided with. But not just that, it gives you full ownership of your data. And that is very cool because it means you can then decide what you are doing with your data. You can decide your privacy levels. You can decide who has access to your data and whether or not you want that to happen. Now, what I really like about Jasmy is these two things here, which we're just going to touch on. The IoT or Internet of Things services will help you to create the right environment for IoT with a full suite of services to drive developer community engagement to continuously enhance your product. So whatever your IoT project is, it could be smart hotels, it could be taxis like Uber, it could be all sorts of different things. And the data is always being fed back into the system, and Jasmy will manage this data. It'll also enable the users to benefit from this data as well by providing the data back and getting Jasmy tokens in return. Secure data analysis. Our platform is optimized to gather, analyze, and utilize the data measured and sensed by the IoT using our proprietary blockchain technology. Now, data itself might sound like an extremely boring thing, and I understand that. I do also think that it is pretty boring, but ultimately it's the way our world runs. Every time you're clicking on something now, you're probably getting hit with an ad. You're there wondering, how does Amazon know that I wanted that brand new lava lamp in my bedroom? This has all come from a collection of data, but unfortunately you don't really make any benefits from that use of data yourself. But as we move into a more Web3 environment, the Web3 itself is going to run on data from individuals to provide you with a truly unique experience, which maybe you don't really receive right now, because although it is sort of slightly transitioning, we still rely on Web 2 to provide us with all the information, and we don't really have much say in what we see. So what you'll basically get by using your laptop or your phone or whatever it is will go into a personal data locker via a secure knowledge communicator. This will get then fed to the merchant, who will then pay in Jasmy coins to use the data. The consumers, which will be yourselves, will then receive Jasmy coins, and you can use Jasmy coins as a digital currency. So imagine you're going to get money back, like cash back, just from using apps like Uber, just from using apps like Airbnb, etc. So when we move now from this monopoly world that we live in, go look at all the information online. I'm not going to buy into too many conspiracy theories or talk about that too much on this channel, because there's enough of that on the internet as it is. You do obviously understand that the world is pretty monopolized by a few major players, and they're taking everything. Web3 is about giving back to the people, allowing you to have your own personal experience, but as well to be rewarded for interacting in the way that you should be. And it's because of this I see Jasmy being a phenomenal investment moving into the next crypto market. And looking into the weekly chart on Jasmy, you can see that obviously we have that huge spike at the start where this kind of dump occurred. But what I'm looking at in terms of a swing high, whether or not $1 is possible for Jasmy, I actually think it is, because it sits in a very unique area of the market. It does something very different from what other platforms do, and it's an essential part of our development from Web 2 into Web 3. So because it's basically an essential part of what we have going forward, it does something that other cryptocurrencies can't do. It then becomes very useful to us. And unlike other cryptos where we've had, and then like Bitcoin, we started to move into this already, we have now seen our crypto winter for Jasmy. And I like to invest in coins that have done nothing for a very long time. Why do I like that? Because they have been doing something for a very long time. They have been preparing for the next moves towards the upside. And the longer they sit like this, the bigger the chance of a aggressive push towards the upside. And if we jump into a 4-hour chart, well, we have something very nice indeed, okay? Now, whether you like technical analysis or not, I'm pretty much standing with it because I believe that it does show us more often than not what the most likely outcomes will be. We have been in this downtrend, and notably we did break up through it. But when you have a good breakout from any particular pattern, what we like to see is it to come back and retest. And not only that, on the 4-hour, we're seeing something very good happening as well, which is this, the 50-period moving average, which is the blue line, crossing over the 200-period moving average. This is called a golden cross, and yes, that means it does tend to signify that we are about to see a pump towards the upside. So in this current market, I'm looking to buy Jasmy around these levels because I do imagine that we will see a pump to this recent high from current levels, which would be something like 63%. And as I've talked about in this video yesterday, you'll understand that I use tokens like Jasmy, etc. to maybe make a bit of extra money that I can then invest into small cap altcoins where I can see potentially 100x's, 1000x's. If you want to find out what those 100x, 1000x tokens are, make sure you get into my Telegram, guys. Link down below in the description. Absolutely free. And of course, be subscribing to this channel. So from current prices back to that swing high, you're looking at a 36x. Absolutely blows up and goes crazy. You never even know what could happen in the next bull market, guys. There's lots of different variables, obviously, and it's very much speculative. If we go to $1, 118x. Is it really possible with Jasmy? Probably not so much. I've seen people banding $1 about. But back to these swing highs, 37x. Okay, I'm happy with 37x. For a $1,000 investment, you're going to leave with 37 grand. But as I've said before, that's about getting a few X's out of it and then starting to remove money and putting it into other cryptos. Guys, if you enjoyed today's video, do me a favor, hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, hit subscribe to learn about new cryptos, as well as seeing what I'm buying and when I'm buying them. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.